Today we're going to take a look at Google Classroom. You can find Google Classroom.google.com. It's probably a good idea to bookmark it on your computer, on your Chromebook, whatever device you're using in order to access the site. And so when you get to Google Classroom, here's what would look like your main page. You notice you have a list of your classes. In this case, there's only a couple. One's a sample class and one's another one that I would use as a teacher. It's a pretty simple layout. Over here, you have title. You have a menu over here on the left. And then over on the right, you can create or join other classes. Over here, you can launch various Google apps, Google Docs, Google Slides, whatever. And then of course, this is your account that you're logged into. First thing we're going to look at over here is the menu. So we click on the main menu, you can see it has all the classes. You can click on calendar and it'll take you to your Google Calendar. Down here's a useful tool called the to-do. And so you'll click on that, and what it'll do, it'll list all the assignments that you have to do, not just for any one class, but if you go up here, it'll be for all your classes. And then if you want to just check a specific class, you can click on that and choose just one class. But the all classes would be a good place to start to give you an overview of all the assignments that you have coming up. And then once you've completed your assignments, then you can go over here and click on done, and it'll show you what's finished. You can also click on calendar. And if you click on calendar, it'll show when you have assignments due. And of course, if you click on it, it'll take you directly to that assignment. We'll get back to that in a second. But let's go back to the class. We've got all our classes, and now we're back into the sample class here. And if you notice the sample class at the top, we have the title, section, and then again, we have access to the main menu. And what I want to look over here at the main menu is kind of important. So if you go down to settings, there's some settings in here that I'd like you to have enabled. Hopefully by default, some of these are enabled, like email and comments and so on. But if you go down here, if you look under classes you're enrolled in, there's some other items that may not be turned on by default. So what you should do is turn them on. And the first one is work and other posts from teachers. So you want to turn that on because that way it'll notify you every time there's a new post and any new work assigned from a teacher. Then down here, it says return work and grades from your teachers. You probably want that because you'd like to know what you got. And so it'll notify you when your teacher has returned your work after it's been graded. Invitations to join classes, especially at the beginning of the year, your teachers may just automatically invite you to join. And then all you have to do is click and it'll automatically enroll you. So make sure you turn that on. And then due date reminders. We all get busy. We lose track of time. You have several classes. And whether or not you check Google Calendar, which I recommend you do, this is just another little way to help remind you to get work done by getting a little reminder telling you that, hey, work's almost due. Let's make sure we get it done. Those settings are kind of important. Make sure that they're all turned on. And I would also recommend if you have, a phone or a device to get notifications on that device, install the apps from the either Google Play or from the Apple App Store. And if you put those on those devices, you'll also get notifications there. You don't necessarily have to do the work on there, but it's just another way to get a reminder. So it helps to eliminate, any possibility of you forgetting to do your work. After we go from settings, let's go and look at sample class. So if you notice here, there's quite a bit of information, but it's pretty simple if we just break it all down. So here we have our class. Here we have at the top 3 tabs: stream, classwork, and people. We're going to look at all 3, but for now we're going to focus on the stream. If you look at the stream over here, it says upcoming. It says no work due soon because, well, I'm recording this in the middle of July and nothing's really due until the end of August. As time approaches and as work gets assigned, you'll notice over here, again, it's another little reminder that you have work coming up. And so if I click on view all, then it'll show me all the work that is coming up. Now I'm just going to go back now and I'm going to look at the stream. So the stream basically is sort of a hub or a summary of everything that's kind of going on in the class. And basically what'll be here are announcements. So as a teacher, I would use this area to get information out quickly. I would post some sort of announcement here. Usually it's just some sort of general information that I think you should know, and you would get a notification or an email letting you know whatever's in here. And then if you like, you could either reply to me by email or you could just post something here. And in this example, we're just going to type a little hello message. Type in your response and click the little airplane icon, and there you go. And then your response would appear, and the teacher would be notified, and he or she could again respond to you. And then you'll notice down here, we see different items, and these are all related to classwork. What we can do is we can either click on the classwork tab on top, or we can just click on one of these and it'll take us directly to that item. So for example, this is here, this is a material, and then we have a question, an assignment, another assignment, and then another material. What we're going to look at in here is the classwork tab next. Now, either way, you can navigate to the specific item, or you go to classwork and see a list of everything. So let's do that. Again, if you look, it's pretty simple layout, but let me just kind of introduce what's going on here. Google Calendar again, so it would take you to the calendar, show any assignments that are due. And this is the folder where all the work is stored. And then you'll notice here, there's two headings. These are basically topics. And so the most recent topic would be at the top, and then older ones are below. And under a specific topic, any post that goes there, the oldest one is usually at the bottom, the newest one at the top. And what we can do over time, as more topics appear, to kind of filter some of it out, we can just click on a specific one. So let's just say I wanted to look only at the welcome unit. I'd click on the welcome unit. And what it does is it shows me sort of an expanded view of everything that's in the welcome unit. Let's go back to all topics. And what I want to do is look at the different items. So if you look here, there's 4 posts and they have 3 different icons. These two are similar because they're both assignments, but the difference is this is what I guess you would just consider a regular assignment, and this is a quiz. Down here, we have what's called material, and then here is a question. So let's go ahead and look at the different types of items that you might see in classwork. Let's look first at material. All right, so we click on it, and basically what a material is just some sort of item that a teacher would want you to read, or if it was a video, they might want you to watch it and then give you an assignment later to answer some questions, or have you take notes while you watch. Could be a Google slide presentation or some kind of multimedia presentation to provide you with some information that your teacher would like you to learn. It's probably a good idea if you're watching any sort of presentation or video to have a notepad with you and take notes as you watch. So let's go ahead and view the material, and we click on it. And in this case, it's just a really short Google slide presentation. It's only 2 slides. So it's welcome, and I'm looking forward to an exciting and safe school year. Okay, let's say you watched it, great, and now your life is complete. So once you're done with it, you can go ahead and close it. You don't have to do anything else really, because there's not really much else you could do with it. Of course, you could always go back and rewatch it, especially if it was something longer or a video. You might want to watch it more than once. In fact, I'd recommend watching it more than once because you get more information each time you view it. But that pretty much is it for materials. Materials you don't turn in. You don't have to generally answer anything. That would be done more in an assignment. Speaking of assignments, let's look at the first one. So if I click on this one, you'll see here the instructions, and notice here it tells you when it's due. In this case, it says due August 28th at 11:59 p.m. So if you were to have this assignment, it would literally be due at the very end of the day. And as long as you submitted it by that time, it would not be considered late. 1 minute after, and then it would be considered late. So let's go ahead and click on the assignment. So it says here in the instructions, answer the following questions so I can get to know a little about you. Type your answers in the document attached below. Please be sure to submit your assignment by Friday, August 28th at 11:59 p.m. And then notice it says, if you have any questions about the assignment, please email me, leave a private comment in the assignment, or speak with me in person. So I click on it, and notice there is a Google Doc attached. What I'll usually do is provide almost sort of like a template. What you would do up here where it says first and last, your name, you put whatever date you're doing it, and then period. And then here are the directions, and this one's already been filled out, but you have questions, and then you would just type your response in the box below. It makes it easier for you to answer the questions. Don't have to worry about formatting as much. It also makes it easier for me because I can go through the answers a little quicker, make my comments, and make sure that I get it to you as quickly as possible in case you need any feedback or have any questions yourself. All right, it's always important when you type your answers, make sure, like it says up here, capitalize first letter of a sentence, include a period at the end, run spell check before submitting. And then when you're finished, it really can't get simpler than this. All you have to do is up in the right-hand side, you click turn in, It will ask you to confirm it basically. Are you sure you want to turn it in? Yes, I want to turn it in. And if you look over here, notice where it says your work, it now says turned in. And if we go back and we look at our to-dos, notice now there are only 2 of them. And done has 1 assignment because we just turned it in and completed it. And again, it helps you to stay a little organized. So there's plenty here to make sure that you stay on track. And notice here, once you've done them, notice the icon change from blue to gray. So now let's look at another type of assignment. In this case, it's a quiz. I'm going to click on it, and then notice you'll see at the bottom, there's a quiz attached. It says, now you've gotten to know me. Let's see what you learned. So I click on it. Here's this one very, very difficult question. I'm going to go ahead and say, what's my favorite color? Purple. All right, I'm going to submit. Oh, let's see. Let's check our score. Well, look at that. Ooh, genius. 5 points out of 5. All right. Now, if I go and look, I want to make sure see where it says here, it says open assignment. I want to click on that and make sure that when I'm finished, make sure that it says turned in. Sometimes when you take a quiz, it won't automatically mark it as turned in. So make sure to go back to the assignment. If it isn't marked as turned in once you've completed the quiz, go ahead and turn it in. And notice again, if we go back to our to-do list, now there's only 1. And under done, we have 2 assignments and they're turned in, and we're just cruising here because our work is almost done. So let's go back to our classwork. Notice again, it's grayed out. We've already looked at it. And then look here, we have 1 more assignment. And in this case, it's a question. So I'm going to click on it. And it says here, please be sure to answer in complete sentences, proofread your work, check spelling, punctuation before submitting. Now, this isn't going to be a doc. It's just going to be a question, and there's just going to be a little spot to answer. So I'm going to click on it here so we can see here's the question. All right, what do you think will be your biggest challenges here and why? And then over here, here's where you type your answer. So it's not even a doc or any sort of other document of any kind. It's just simply type your answer. Once I've typed my answer, I double check. There's no spelling mistakes. I have punctuation, capitalization, and I'm good to go. It's turned in. Now, if I want to go back and edit it, I can. I can look back. I look at my list. Notice now the icon has grayed out because it's complete. And if I go back to my to-do list, I see I have nothing to do and all my assignments are done. They are turned in. The last tab we're going to look at is the People tab. Not a whole lot going on here considering this is a sample class and there's only 1 student in it, but this is a simple way for you to contact your teacher and email him or her. All you have to do is click on the little envelope and it will take you to Gmail, and feel free to send an email message, ask a question, whatever you need, and that's pretty much it. Hopefully this video gets you through Google Classroom a little better, but if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact your teacher. Thanks.